when I would say it, everybody would come here.
Okay, don't tell anyone.
Your cheerleader group. Keep walking.
Yeah, I guess sit down wherever you feel comfortable.
I try just here, I think.
Cool. So like, I guess why are we doing this?
I mean, we managed to escape from functioning.
Uh-huh.
That's a good day.
Yeah, we lied to ourselves saying that this is work.
Everybody lies to himself when he says that something is work. Everything is workless and useless and senseless and made up. There is something so wonderful. One man once said, this is about serious play. And serious play is the most serious thing on earth.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yes. Playing takes so much more courage and
Right.
is so much more beyond our comfort zone than working.
For sure.
It's tricky because I would love to talk about my experience, but my words are so easily something that draws more energy out of me
Right.
than would happen naturally. Like if I would be an animal talking, I would just use the words in order to build those playfully serious bridges between inner and outer world. But by me being a human, I talk to a human or a camera, and I'm somehow automatically giving more than is natural, because I feel in some kind of stress. And that is why then at the end of the day, silence becomes the only language that can work as a bridge. But silence doesn't work as a bridge between humans, because humans are so numbed out around the noise in the world that silence is the last thing that they are listening to. So I feel trapped, and it comes to many people asking so many courageous questions, and it's like everybody says, this is my problem, and I'm like, no, this is not your problem. This is the inescapable dilemma of this outer world, because like we are trapped everywhere. We want to love each other, and then we end up beating each other up. We want to give to each other, and then we take more from the other person than we can possibly add to them. And all of that not because we are bad, but because we are so madly longing for finding the solution. But every solution around that is offered to us, that somehow seems to be logic, is another deepening of the problem and the desperation and the self-doubt. So I feel trapped around words, because it's like words make me more speechless than not talking. But I don't want to give up on words, and I don't want to give up on aliveness that doesn't happen in an isolated state.
So what does aliveness like look to you right now? Like, how are you going to go forward and try and convey your aliveness?
Do you know what I'm afraid of when you talk about aliveness? That my answer falls too short, because I prefer feeling close to aliveness. I'm fucking not close to aliveness. I'm close to being a human, and that's a fucking unalive situation for everybody. It's like, what's aliveness like right now? And then it's like, oh, aliveness now is, do you know what? I could dance, do you know what? And I'm like, go and fuck the hell. We have no fucking idea what aliveness is. A friend of mine gave birth to her first child during the last night. She experienced aliveness. She experienced something where this word aliveness is not violated in order to fit into our small shutdown world. Because she was taken by life and opened up to a point where she said, I will die, and I'm dying fucking alone. And she was so right and so smart and so courageous, saying, what a ride, what an adventure. I'm even allowed to die. And that's how life gives birth to aliveness. And we never touch on that. Everybody who knows it, everybody who comes from hell, is somebody that we declare to be insane, unworthy. These are the ones from the other continents, from the other eras, the dying ones, the old ones, the children. We are surrounded by people who know. But when it comes to us interviewing us about aliveness, we interview ourselves. And then you are asking me about aliveness, and then I'm sitting and saying, you know what aliveness now means? Or maybe a cup of tea. That's another way of me shutting myself down. So I don't want to be self-righteous when I answer what aliveness is. I have no fucking idea. And this is how I at least can preserve the dignity of words and the potential of words, instead of squeezing everything into my privileged culture full of made-up problems. And my highway, at least a little bit closer to aliveness, is rage. And the ones who say, oh yeah, well, rage, anger, are the ones who are the most angry ones.
And what do you mean by that?
Like, the definition of a human being is the definition of a mammal that learned to suppress anger. And those ones who are praying love and light are the worst ones. And women are so fucking angry. And I would love them celebrating that. They are not weak. They are not intimidated. They are just fucking angry. They should fucking go for that. Without exploding into the world, just owning this kind of, you do with me exactly what I want. Exactly. It would be such a satisfying experience, where not everybody stands in front of this huge collective wall of suppressed anger and says, well, if everybody would express anger, we would have war. And I'm like, no kiddies, we are having war because we are suppressing our anger. We are such a self-righteous, self-deceptive species.
So amen to that.
Yeah. Oh, better.
Better?
Yeah.
Run!